Guys, so we're gonna start off with the oxtail. We're gonna season it. Well, it's already cleaned. I left it in water with lime for almost an hour. Rinsed it again a few times. I know that it's completely clean when I rinse and the water comes out completely clear. So now we're going to season it. I want to show you guys what I use. So this is adobo. Do some of this. Make sure you get everywhere. Not too much, right? We know that has a lot of salt. We're gonna use sazon ranchero. Some of this, not too much. We have fresh garlic. I mashed it up. I'm gonna get it everywhere. We love garlic, so really like it. And the main ingredient in all my dishes, meat at least, is oregano. And the oregano I use is this one. This is what I do to kind of crush it up. I need to get into the habit of blending it. See? Then we'll do a little more. We like spicy food, so we're gonna do some ground black pepper. I like that little kick. Now we're gonna mix it all together. Make sure it's all getting some of that yummy flavor. Mix. So that's why it's a lot of oxtail. We're having our family over. Let's see. I usually go by the smell. Some people taste it. I usually don't. I wing it. And just to look at it and by the smell, I can tell if it has too much seasoning or not. I'm gonna do some more oregano. I feel like it has too little. I'm gonna put a little bit of everything again. Some more little of all the seasoning. Adobo. Some more adobo. Some more black pepper. I'm gonna do some more of this. Mix again. We're gonna let it sit for a little bit before we get to make this, so I can marinate just a little bit. Sometimes I like to leave the meat marinating overnight, just so you can soak in all that delicious flavor. But like today, like we didn't have this plan, so I just didn't have time for that. All right, now it's all seasoned. You can tell each oxtail has yummy seasoning, so we're gonna let that marinate for a little longer. I don't know, I don't know how to explain it, but I love when my meat has like a lot of flavor. So I usually go back in with a little more adobo. Obviously this is none of this is necessary. This is the way I do my cooking, and I love it. My family loves it. So, okay, so we're gonna let it sit there for a little bit. Here we have the ingredients that we're gonna be using for the oxtail. So while the oxtail is marinating, I went ahead and cut up what I was gonna need for you. Some red bell peppers, green peppers, some onions, green olives, some chicken bouillon cube, and tomato paste. I'm gonna add all these ingredients once the oxtail is already nice and tender. Over here I have what I'm going to use for the rice. There's been about 20-30 minutes of the oxtail marinating. So now a little trick that us Dominican do is add some oil. The trick on having your oxtail nice and golden is adding some sugar. I'm gonna add some sugar and let the sugar get burnt almost. It's like dark golden, actually almost black. Here, you'll see. Now I think it's dark enough, and I'm gonna start adding the oxtail. Here's where the waiting game starts. It's all about checking on the oxtail, making sure it's not burning, and just waiting. And just turning it, making sure that all of it gets nice color. If you can't get to each oxtail, it's fine. You'll have plenty of time to keep flipping them over, making sure it doesn't burn out. We'll keep flipping it every 10 to 15 minutes, making sure it doesn't get dried. And as this is cooking, we're going to start with the 𝕄𝕪, which is rice and gandules. So now we're gonna start with the rice. We're gonna add some oil. I'm gonna add just the last bit of the onion to get some of that oil flavor, of that onion flavor. To show you though, we're gonna add this, which is a combination of oregano and fresh garlic. For the rice, we're mainly gonna use the same ingredients, seasoning ingredients we use for the oxtail, which is the oregano, the fresh garlic, ranchero, some more tomato paste. Actually, the one thing that's different is this, the coloring Sazon Goya, which has a little more seasoning. If I'm gonna add the garlic and oregano, just be careful. Sometimes it gets all over the place. I have a good amount because I'm gonna make about 3 to 4 cups of rice. I'm gonna use the ranchero, but always keep in mind for the Dominican dishes, I might have to go over. Okay, I got a bit too loud for me to talk, but always keep in mind that this is the way I cook. No particular way to cook. There's no actual rule. You know, you do whatever you want to your tasting and your liking. But one thing I cannot not have is the fresh garlic and the oregano. Everything else, you know, you can wing it. So I added some more tomatoes. I'm gonna add the guandule now. Sorry, I got confused. I meant to say I added a tomato paste. You see how the onion got like kind of burnt? But that's good. That's what you're aiming for, because you want the oil to get the onion flavor. I'm gonna add some olives, some chicken bouillon cube. Before I add the coconut milk, I want to say that not all Dominicans use coconut milk for their rice, but I love adding the coconut. It tastes so delicious. It's a nice kick to it. Add the coconut. Here's the coconut. Yeah, sometimes it may look that way, but it's totally fine. I did shake it before opening it, but even when it sits for a little bit, it gets back to this weird texture. But don't worry, it's all gonna dissolve. 1 can of the coconut milk, and now we're gonna do another one just so it can taste a lot like coconut. We're gonna mix and mix and mix. Alright, now we're gonna add the rice. We're gonna add the rice. This is about 3 cups of rice. And we'll just wait for it to dry up, for the rice to soak in all the flavor and the water. And I just noticed I forgot to put the coloring that I showed you guys. There we go. It's never too late. You can always just get it in there. It's been about 30 minutes, 30 to 45 minutes really, I'm not sure. And this is what the oxtail is looking like. We're still just waiting for it to get nice and tender. We keep getting this nice color that we're seeking. This is what it's looking like. And over here we have the rice, which is almost dried up, and we can cover it. Almost done. So now that the oxtail are semi-tendered, we're gonna add the peppers, the green olives, onion, chicken bouillon cube, first we're gonna add the tomato paste, actually, right in the center, so it can dissolve faster. Mix it up, make sure it gets everywhere. The tomato paste is good for taste, but it's also good for texture. It helps you get the nice thick sauce. And now we're gonna add the peppers. So people cut it nice and small diced, but I like it big, that way I can pick it out if I have to. I'm gonna add onions. And the green olives. And there you go, guys. Now we're just gonna wait for the flavor to kick in. Oh, actually, we forgot the bouillon cube. Here's the chicken bouillon cube. We're gonna add maybe 2 to start, and then we'll see. I like to spread it around. You don't have to, you can just throw it in there and then it will dissolve eventually. But I think it speeds up the process when you just break it apart. There we go. We're gonna leave it for 5 to 10 more minutes. We're gonna cover it up. Here's the finished product. Here's the rice. So I forgot to mention, I left it cooking for about 30 to 35 minutes. And here we have the oxtail. Here's a finished product. We have a salad, rice, and oxtail.